Hey guys, welcome back. We're in the kitchen again. I've got my coffee. It's hazelnut with my creamer, my silk creamer. I love that creamer. Anyway, so glad you could join me again in the kitchen. Hope you're ready for another meal prep because I've got a good one this week. Well, I think they're all good, but we're using chickpeas, one of my favorites. So whether you use your own dried chickpeas or canned chickpeas, they are a powerhouse. And so all things chickpeas this week. We're going to throw in a few potatoes because, hey, I'm the potato girl, so we got to have our potatoes this week. But chickpeas are a great source of protein, calcium, iron, magnesium. They're delicious. Again, they're easy, they're versatile. So I actually cooked mine from dry in my Instant Pot, super simple. I'll hook in the video here. So we're gonna make some chickpeas. So I've soaked my chickpeas overnight and I have a lot. And we're gonna add water now. And we wanna make sure we have lots of water, so I'm gonna fill that up again. We're gonna put our lid on. Make sure it's vented, or sealed I should say. And then we're going to do it manually. And because these were soaked all night, I'm just going to cook them for about 20 minutes and then let them naturally release. See how simple that was? Super simple. Anyway, so I have a ton of chickpeas to work with and use today. So we're going to make a hummus, we're going to make falafels, and I'm going to hook all the recipes in my other videos here too if you want to watch those ones. Those are really old ones actually. And then we're going to do a really quick chickpea salad that you could do warm or cold, and you can mix up the dressings any way you want. I'm just going to do the base salad, and then you can pick whatever dressing you want to put on it. Again, do it any way you want. You know how it is here. Pick your own with Vicki-Lynne. Anyway, so let's get started. The first thing I want to do is get some potatoes in my Instant Pot. Just going to put our clean potatoes in our Instant Pot. Super simple. I just have a few for this week. Gonna vent it. And I think they just need, I'm going to say 14 minutes. We're going to set those, forget them, all done there. So in a dry pan, we're just going to toast our spices. And this is a very important step, guys, so don't skip it. This is what's going to add a ton of flavor to those falafels that we're making. It seems really simple, but this is how you're going to bloom your flavors of those dry spices. And again, it's only going to take like 30 seconds. That's super important. Just until they're fragrant. Need half an onion. I'm just going to take 1/2, put in a sealable bag. And you know I'm going to save my skins for my soup stock. I'm just going to roughly chop this just because my food processor isn't the best. In my food processor that goes 1/2 cup of parsley and 1/2 cup of cilantro. Let's go 1/2 cup. our cilantro. I find keeping your cilantro in paper towels or tea towels that's about half a cup also. Now we're going to add in our chickpeas. A little bit of cayenne, totally up to you. A couple of teaspoons of lemon juice. About half of lemon. Our beautiful toasted spices. And some garlic. Now I'm just using some fresh minced garlic out of the jar. You could use fresh, again, whatever you want. And now we're going to process this. Oh. And a little pinch of salt. Again, if you're salt free, you could leave that out. You could use a salt substitute. And now we're going to process this. Now, you're probably going to have to, depending if you have a good processor or not, probably going to have to just keep just pushing down the sides just so it'll process. Again, mine's not the best. And then once it's processed, you want to make sure that it'll just stick between your fingers. That's pretty good. It'll come together in a ball. Good enough. I'm going to take that off. Side. We're going to dump this into our bowl. And now we're going to add in some baking powder and some chickpea flour. Oh. And we're going to give this a stir. Make sure that's all incorporated. And then we're going to let this chill out in the fridge because we want those spices and everything to come together. We're going to let this chill for an hour before we make our falafel balls. So next we're going to make some hummus. It's going to be super easy. You can either use your food processor over again, or you can, I'm going to use my Vitamix because I like my hummus nice and smooth. It's going to be great for your falafels, great for snacking, great for sandwiches. I use hummus for everything. I mean, even when we went to Hawaii, that was one thing that I kind of lived off was hummus and sprouts because Hawaii is super expensive. And so in the condo, I actually bought like some hummus and sprouts and some bread. And that's how I got my protein a lot of the times when we weren't out and about. Hummus is good for you. Anyway, so we're gonna make hummus. Gonna do it super fast, super simple. Let's head over to the Vitamix. So let's start with our chickpeas. I'm going to make a large batch. A little bit of salt. Lemon juice. And garlic. And again, you can make yours as garlicky as you want. Cumin, some tahini, I'm going to put just a dash of cayenne in mine. And now we're going to process that. We might need a little bit of water, but we'll wait and see how that all blends up. Now, as you're making your hummus, make sure you're checking it, you're pureeing it, add water or your aquafaba as you're going along. So I cooked mine from home. Sorry, I cooked mine from dry, and I actually didn't save the aquafaba, so I was just adding water. But you can save that aquafaba that you cook your chickpeas in. And again, taste it as you go. Keep adding whatever you need. Which is what I did. I needed more garlic. I needed a little bit more cumin. It's delicious. So now I have the hummus the way I like my hummus, nice and smooth. I blended it for a couple of minutes. It's gorgeous. So now we have our hummus. We're gonna have our falafels. We have our potatoes that are cooked. Now we need a good tzatziki sauce. Okay, so we're going to make our tzatziki sauce. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some silken tofu. This one's extra firm. And I always get it in the Tetra boxes. It's shelf stable. It lasts for quite a long time. And I think this one I actually got from Thrive Market. But if you're always having a hard time finding it, Amazon is always the place to go. And I actually want to drain this. We want to get rid of as much of the liquid as you can. So we're just going to put this in a strainer. You could also use a milk bag, but we just want to let it strain for a few minutes while we're working on the other components. We'll just let that go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to grate our cucumber, and we're just going to use an English cucumber, and I'm going to use half of it. The other half I'm going to make that salad with the chickpeas in it. So great way of being budget friendly. So what we're going to do is we're going to grate this, and then we're also going to get rid of a lot of the juice because we don't want that in our tzatziki. I'll just make a watery tzatziki. I'm going to say that's about half. And again, just put that aside for our now for this part, you can use, I'm going to use a milk bag, not milk bag, or you could use a dishcloth, clean dishcloth, anything. What you're going to want to do is put it all in there, because of course cucumbers are full of water, and we don't want that to be in our tzatziki, as you can see. And you're just going to want to squeeze out as much of that liquid as you want. We just want the flavor of the cucumber. We don't want all of that liquid. So just give it a good squeeze. So this tzatziki recipe obviously is vegan. It's healthy. We're doing tofu instead of all the rich mayo and fatty stuff. But nobody's gonna know the difference. I love this tzatziki. Okay, and once you finish, give it a couple of good twists. So now we're just gonna put all of our ingredients together. So first our tofu into our blender. You could do this in a food processor, guys. I just like the blender because it does make it smoother. We're gonna do 2 cloves of garlic. You could do it any way you want. I am going to do some fresh dill because I have fresh dill and a little bit of dry dill. I like mine extra dilly. Don't worry, the recipe will be down below for you. Our cucumber that we squeezed out. Some salt and pepper. A little bit of apple cider vinegar. A tablespoon of lemon juice. and a couple of tablespoons of water. And we're going to blend this. Perfect. There we go. Delicious homemade tzatziki sauce. Good on everything, especially those falafels. Can't wait to have those. So we have our mixture now. We're gonna make them into balls. And again, you can use whatever size scoop you want. I think I'm gonna keep them smaller. And you're just going to, again, the dough holds together very nicely. Just going to make them into balls. I'm just going to put them on a mat. This is a silicone mat. We're just going to make our balls, roll them, and then you're going to freeze them individually on your mat, and then you can put them in another container. And these are great in the oven, in the air fryer. I particularly like them in the air fryer. They come together very quickly for supper. Just take them out of the freezer, air fry them. They crisp up beautifully. And so I'm just going to continue making my falafels. Lastly, we're going to put our little salad together. So I have a bowl, just going to put that to the side. I'm going to start with some cherry tomatoes. You could leave them whole or you could split them in half. I just think in half is nice in the bowl. We're going to take our cucumber. I'm just going to do some of it. Let's just cube it. Put that in our bowl. Add our chickpeas. Some red onion would be great in this. I'm going to leave that out just because I've been having issues with onions. I'll add some later for my husband. I'm going to add some cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, add parsley. I know there's people who, I used to be one who didn't like cilantro before. If you didn't have red onion, you could add green onion. Anything that you had for a salad. And then you could add just a fresh squeeze of lemon. For your dressing, you could add any of your favorite dressings. You could do my tahini lemon dressing with a little bit of nutritional yeast. That would be really good in here. And that's it. Super simple, but you have a great, and we've used the same ingredients different ways all throughout our meal prep. Still using our favorite little chickpea as the starter for the day. Hope you've enjoyed these ones, guys, and we're going to see you next week with another meal prep.